Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you, my lovelies, are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And to you that continuously support me on here, I do appreciate you, and shout out to my members that support exclusively through the membership program. I do appreciate you guys as well so very much. And as always, we are back with another one. And guys, pay attention. Pay attention because a lot of things are going on right now. It's so easy for some of these things to not come to our notice, or for it to not end up on the news, guys. Okay, I came across this clip from a creator. Her name is Ajaba. Shout out to her. And she was addressing an issue that is literally targeting black people. Yeah. And I think it's about Trump's Justice Department, which is halting, police reform agreements. And oh my goodness, I was so shocked. But at the same time, I was like, I'm going to do, a bit of research. Besides that, we are going to watch this short clip of hers. We'll come back with a full article and we'll address that. If you're landing on the channel for your very first time, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think about the videos that I keep putting out here.
My algorithm has been suppressed. My videos are not getting out, but this is a warning and we need to rally together. If you are a person of color, a black person, because this is, again, directly about black people, like, share, comment, boost this to the For You page because this is serious. Remember how I told you that once they were done focusing on immigrants, they were going to turn on black people? And this is why we should have minded our fucking business and stayed out of it altogether. Trump's Justice Department halts police reform agreement. Why is this a problem for black people? Because that police reform was specifically put in place in 2015 after Freddie Gray was slain, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. It's basically made it so that they could keep tabs on police departments for the people that they were unaliving, harming, or being treated unfairly through them. It makes clear that the department will use all appropriate legal authorities to safeguard civil rights and protect the environment. This has to be consistent with long-standing departmental practices informed by the expertise of the department's career workforce. You follow that up with what just happened with Elon Musk doing that salute. I told you guys we were next. Share this. We need to come up with something now. This is not a joke.
The Justice Department just shut down their Civil Rights Division, which is what holds police accountable when they violate rights in arresting people. So essentially what that means is they can arrest you for no reason, like they always do, but now there's no recourse for us. We no longer have any civil rights. They don't have to respect our civil rights because we can just sit in jail with no charges and no due process and just rot away. Because you don't have a right to privacy anymore. You don't have a right to free speech anymore. You don't have a right to a trial, to be represented by an attorney. You don't have a right to speak to an attorney. You don't have a right to remain silent anymore. You now are probably going to be forced to incriminate yourself. And if you don't, they can beat you. Which they can do anyway, but at least before we were able to, file a lawsuit against them if they did that. Not anymore. The Justice Department made goddamn sure of that. No more civil rights. And they're shutting down government websites to control the dissemination of information. This app clearly is being censored. They're going to go after the media next. This is a tale as old as shit. And it's playing out exactly like we've seen it play out before. If anyone's a student of history at all. We've seen this before.
Guys, this is not looking good at all. So it is very, very important for you, my people, to pay attention and focus in this period. Because as other acts are being revoked, there's other things that are being done in the background, and you may lose attention or track of what is really happening, because to be honest, this affects black people 100%, because who does the police target the most? Yeah. So this man literally vowed to give police immunity and not hold them accountable for their misconduct. He said he's gonna support the police and give them immunity. And now the Justice Department is outing all these decisions, guys. Like, I had, of course, to dig deep because I wanted to bring information that is, making sense, that is right. And also find out if other news are covering this, or if this is being pushed in the news for black people to see this. And for people that say, why are you talking about black American issues? You're not black American. I think while in the background they be pushing things, there are some things that you may lose track of, that you may not notice they have been done. And to be honest, those that never believed in Project 2025, I think this is your time to get a very rude awakening, right? So CNN covered this, and it was an update on a version that was released in September 2024 on the 15th. But this is what they are saying. This was released yesterday. It was updated yesterday. This is what they say. The Trump administration is putting a halt to arguments that require reforms of police departments, where the Justice Department found a pattern of misconduct, according to a memo issued on Wednesday. The new administration may wish to reconsider, guys, settlements and consent decrees negotiated and approved by the prior administration, said the memo issued by Acting Associate Attorney General Chad Mizell. Right? Mizell ordered the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division to not execute or finalize any settlements or consent decrees approved prior to January 20th, 2025 as of 12 p.m. Right? The memo also orders civil rights lawyers to notify Mizell of any settlements or consent decrees finalized in the past 90 days. This is bad. The memo furthers the department's goal to speak with one voice in pursuing the administration's priorities. A Justice Department official said the move was widely anticipated with a change of administration and has the potential to upend police reform efforts in Minneapolis and Louisville, Kentucky, which were announced by the Justice Department in the closing weeks of the Biden administration. The consent decree agreements with both cities are awaiting final approval by judges in those states, meaning that the Trump administration's Justice Department could seek to scuttle the deals. Oh my God, this... Anyways, a separate Wednesday memo from Mizell ordered the civil rights attorneys to not file any new complaints. Motions to intervene, agreed upon remands, amicus briefs, or settlements of interest until further notice. Oh my God. It's common for new administrations to review pending litigation to try to determine whether it aligns with their policy positions, but current and former justice officials say new administrations usually seek to conduct reviews on a case-by-case basis. President Donald Trump and the Republican allies have long criticized the use of court-ordered consent decrees to enforce police reform efforts. During his campaign, Trump vowed to back the blue, a slogan meant to show support for police even when officers are accused of misconduct or civil rights violation. Can you even hear that? Did you hear that? In Trump's first administration, the Justice Department similarly sought to scuttle police consent decrees, which means the justice system is literally with him and it is supporting his behaviors. You can only imagine what happens because they are also trying to cover for themselves. Anyways, the Louisville decree was reached in mid-December after a years-long investigation into the city's police department following the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor in 2020. Among the proposed reforms outlined in the agreement was a requirement that Louisville police officers use appropriate de-escalation techniques and attempt to resolve incidents without force when possible, and use force in a manner that is reasonable, necessary, and proportional to the threat presented. And guys, we all know the amount of force and the techniques they use to literally, stop or encounter a black person, right? This is what they are halting. US is about to become a slaughterhouse. Oh my God. It also mandated the department investigates allegations of officer misconduct fully, fairly, and efficiently, and holds all officers who commit misconduct accountable through fair and consistent discipline. The agreement with Minneapolis reached earlier this month came years after the killing of George Floyd at the hands of officers with the city's police department. A Department of Justice probe of the department found that its officers used excessive force, including unjustified deadly force. Oh my God. Among other things, the agreement focused on Minneapolis preventing excessive force, stopping racially discriminatory policing, improving officers' interactions with youths, and protecting the public's First Amendment rights, according to the Department of Justice. During Trump's first term, the Justice Department attempted to append an Obama-era consent decree for Baltimore Police Department that hadn't yet been approved by a judge by the time the new administration took over. But that effort ultimately failed, with a federal judge in Maryland saying the Justice Department's move to scrap the agreement came too late, which means they have been trying, guys, right? The time for expressing grave concerns has passed, and instead, the parties must now execute the agreement as they promised they would, U.S. District Court Judge James Breder wrote in an April 2017 decision. Guys, that is the article. And again, those that never believed in Project 2025 and that it is literally focusing on massive incarceration for black men and black women, yeah, it is coming in your face, which means any step taken by the police, it's literally not going to be questioned. He said he's going to give them immunity because to him, they are serving their country, regardless of whether they have done wrong or they have done right. He is literally scrapping off the reality of them being investigated and them being judged and them facing consequences for their actions, especially when they take a wrong move. We all know that the escalation techniques that they use on black people, it's totally different from palm-colored people. When it is a conversation or a stop between a palm-colored, yeah, it is just a conversation. But when it comes to, a black person, you are a threat even if you don't pose any threat. You are guilty before even being proven guilty. You are suspicious even without anything that shows that you are suspicious. We all have seen in the cases of Sonia Massey, we all have seen in the cases of George Floyd and many more others that have lost their lives. And that's why prior administrations made sure that at least police is held accountable for their actions. That's why some of these, reforms were put in place. And this man, he is not just seeking, this time, but he tried it the first time. And that shows you the kind of person that he is. I don't know why some people don't find a problem with this man. I feel like, anyway, whoever does not find a problem with some of the policies and reforms that he brings on the table I don't know what is wrong with them, to be honest, because again, first of all, we have to make this clear that this may not end up on the news. There are more other things that are, being passed right now. There are more other things that are being revoked right now. In the background, this is hidden. Guys, did you notice that now there are no more complaints that are accepted to come in? Right? And anything that has been ongoing has to come on a halt. I don't know if you're realizing that any complaint that is coming right now has to stop. They are not taking complaints anymore. But let's not also forget that there are cases that are already seated there that are on hold right now. They are not looking into that until when the administration comes in. And oh my God, this is very, very much scary because, like I said, this is about to become really rough. If you thought that Trump's administration is just targeting the illegal immigrants, you are about to wake up and realize probably it will have to happen to you, and I don't want this to happen to you. You are seeing right now a lot of black people saying if you need to get a license for this pew pew, get it, because it is time for you guys to fight for your souls. Unfortunately, this is literally like a time to go back into the ancestry time when your ancestors fought for these freedoms and rights. And reaching this stage right now for someone to just come from wherever he's coming from to dismantle this, it is so dangerous. So for my people that thought you're going to take a break, unfortunately, there is no time, absolutely no time for you to take a break right now. Because if you do take a break, you are putting your bloodline, yes, in danger. If none of the black community civil rights activists come out to fight these things, guys, they are going to be passed. They are going to be allowed. Police is going to be given immunity. You know, all these security whatevers agencies are going to be given immunity when they do something to a black person. So guys, it is not time to rest. That's all I am trying to communicate right here. You are not going to rest until when you see that at least your community is safe. Because we are seeing slowly by slowly Project 2025 unveiling in front of our eyes. I cannot believe that unfortunately some of these things are not even getting talked about. People are focusing on the equal employment whatever, yeah, the one that he revoked, of course, which the Supreme Court has to maybe give a final resolution on that. But you are forgetting that you move in the US every day and you have every right to be protected and you have every right, you know, to literally sue anybody that is judged you or racially or discriminated against you or that has done any injustice, especially if it is the police. The police's role is supposed to be to protect the people, not to unalive them. And to be honest, that is why with this whatever police immunity, that is why you're going to find all the police officers that are caught in a misconduct. That's why you find them being judged as, you know, they are mentally ill. They are not in a very good mental capacity. That's why they did what they did. There's no defense that should be given to this. My people, open up your eyes. This all along was not just about the immigrants. It is about you. It is about any melanated person. It is about any people of color. But unfortunately, to be honest, it affects black people the more. What do you guys think? I want you to put your thoughts in the comment section and subscribe to the channel if you have not. I will definitely see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.